The Karen National Union is a political organization with an armed wing, the Karen National Liberation Army, that represents the Karen people of Burma. It operates in mountainous eastern Burma, and has underground networks in other areas of Burma where Karen people live as a minority group. In the Karen language, this area is called Kauthulai. Some of the Karen, led primarily by the Karen National Union, have waged a war against the central government since early 1949. The aim of the KNU at first was independence. Since 1976, the armed group has called for a federal system rather than an independent Karen state. In January 2012, Burma's military-backed civilian government signed a ceasefire deal with the KNU in HPA, the capital of Eastern Kayan State. Ong Min, the railway minister, and General Mutu Sae Poa of the KNU led the peace talks. Overview. The KNU was dominated for 3 decades by its longtime leader Bo Maya, who was president from 1976 to 2000. After the failed 8,888 uprising of the Burmese people in 1988, the Burmese military government turned to China for help in consolidating its power. Various economic concessions were offered to China in exchange for weapons. The Burmese army was massively expanded and began to offer deals to groups fighting the government. The groups were offered the choice of cooperating with the military junta or being destroyed. In 1994, a group of Buddhist soldiers in the KNLA, citing discrimination by the KNU's overwhelmingly Christian leadership against the Buddhist Karen majority, broke away and established the Democratic Karen Buddhist Army. They were led by a monk widely thought to be an agent of the Burmese dictatorship. The DKBA quickly agreed to a ceasefire with the Burmese army and was granted business concessions at the expense of their former KNU overlords. The KNU and DKBA have since been in regular fighting, with the DKBA actively supported by the Burmese army. The KNU's effectiveness was severely diminished after the fall of its headquarters at Manipur, near the Thai border, in 1995. Padoman Shah Lafan, the Secretary-General of the Union, was shot dead in his home in Mae Sot, Thailand, on 14 February 2008, possibly by soldiers of the DKBA. Since then, the KNU and KNLA continued to fight the Burma state military by forming guerrilla units and basing themselves in temporary jungle camps on the Thai-Burmese border. Following its principle of no surrender, the KNU continued despite a precarious state of existence. Nonetheless, the fight continues to garner the sympathy of people around the world since the KNU has been fighting for the Karen people, one of the many ethnic nationalities of Burma that are experiencing ethnic cleansing under the military regime's Four Cuts campaigns, a strategy where intelligence, finances, food and recruits are eliminated through a scorched earth policy. Several attempts have been made to conclude a form of peace with Burma's military junta, the State Peace and Development Council, but with little success. The 2004 peace talks yielded only an informal ceasefire which the regime used to reinforce their frontline troops. Analysts realized this was a ruse, and sure enough, offensives against KNU-held areas have resumed in earnest. The Karen conflict is the longest internal war in the world, having been waged since 31 January 1949. The KNU wants a political settlement and supports a federal Burma. In March 2012, a senior political leader of KNU, Padoman Nyingmong, was found guilty of high treason under the Illegal Association Act, for his involvement with the Karen Rebellion and sentenced to 20 years. He was freed soon afterward and sent back to Thailand. Leadership. The Karen National Union leadership is a democratically elected body with individuals elected at a 4-yearly Congress. The KNU Congress is recognized as the KNU's supreme legislative body, and it is here that the President, Vice President, General Secretary, Joint Secretaries 1 and 2 and the Central Executive Committee, the Central Standing Committees and candidate members are elected. The 7 KNU districts are responsible for electing their own district chairmen and district standing committee leaders every 2 years. The district chairmen and brigade commanders, together with nominated district standing committee members, attend the KNU congresses. In addition, elected Central Standing Committee members would provide the ministers for 14 departments including culture, defense, education, forestry, foreign affairs, health and mining. The CEC is made up of 11 members that are responsible for the day-to-day running of the KNU. The CSC meets annually. However, when issues arise that either directly affect the KNU policies or the existence of the KNU organization, the CEC will call a CSC emergency meeting. Additionally, the Foreign Affairs Department appoints KNU representatives. These representatives are based among the Karen communities who support KNU political goals and objectives in their respective countries. Incumbent Leaders. Incumbent Leaders as of 2012. President. General Sormutu Saepo. Vice President. Norzipor Asane. Secretary General. Sor Kwehto Win. Timeline. 1974 KNU 9th Congress held in September 1974-1995 KNU 11th Congress 2000 KNU 12th Congress 2005 The 13th KNU Congress was held from 12 to the 16th of December 2008. The 14th KNU Congress was held from 6 to the 20th of October. It was held on KNU-controlled territory. 2009 Karen National Union's fighting force has been reduced to 3,000-5,000 fighters, and on the 25th of June KNLA's Brigade 7 headquarters is overrun. 2010 On the 2nd of November 2010, the Karen National Union became members of an alliance which includes the Karen National Union, Karenni National Progressive Party, Chin National Front, Kachin Independence Organization, New Mon State Party and the Shan State Army North. 2012 The Karen National Union held its 15th Congress at Lewa 7 Brigade on the 26th of November 2012. This Congress heralded in a pivotal moment in the resistance group's history, as it occurred at a time of political infighting in relation to how best to negotiate a ceasefire agreement with the Burmese government. 2013 From the 30th of October to the 2nd of November 2013, an unprecedented meeting took place at the Kachin Independence Organization headquarters in Liza. For the first time, representatives of 17 armed ethnic opposition groups were able to meet in Burma with the consent of the government. This Liza conference finally resulted in the formation of a 13-member nationwide ceasefire coordinating team and the signing of an 11-point common position of ethnic resistance organizations on nationwide ceasefire, or Liza agreement. The NCCT is a working team made up of all the ethnic armed organizations. Their mandate is to take responsibility on writing the nationwide ceasefire document based on mutual understanding between the different armed groups. So far, however, at the Lawkila conference it was agreed that NCCT has the mandate to discuss and change the document technically, except at policy level. Once the final document is ready, the respective ethnic organization leaders can decide and discuss with the Union Peacemaking Working Committee on the nationwide ceasefire.